Okay, ladies and gentlemen, your top three then for the Moto Grand Prix. Fifth round of the championship, third place to Valentino Rossi, second to Danilo Petrucci, and your race winner here today, Marc Marquez. We'll start as ever with you, Mark. 3 race wins on the trot now. It didn't all go to plan in the early stages. Joanne put a move on you on the first lap into turn 3, and when Iannone went down, you were pushed wide. But once you got to the front, you managed the race wonderfully.
Yeah, of course. First of all, of course, I'm very happy to win here in France because it was a difficult circuit for us. And on Thursday, I had some question mark, but during all weekend, I was very competitive. And yeah, then first move was on the tire choice. I mean, I was the only rider with the hard rear, but this morning I feel really good, and I think was the key for the race. I was able to keep a constant pace and was so constant. And yeah, then we started the race, and I knew that in the first 2 laps I will struggle because it takes time to get the correct temperature. But then everything becomes more difficult when Johan overtook me in the third lap. I was on the third corner. I was wide, then Iannone overtook me, then he crashed in turn 5. And yeah, then I nearly hit him, 2 riders overtook me. Then I said, okay, cool down a little bit. And then I was pushing hard. I was trying to take the correct temperature on the tires, but then immediately I saw that I was looking Dobby where it was because he had the best pace during all weekend. And yeah, when he crashed, then my approach of the race changed a little bit, and then I was more calm and I take more time because I saw that the front tire was so critical.
You had a little moment, it looked like, into turn 3. Did you feel like it was going to go at that point at all? Or?
Yeah, on turn 3 I had a moment like FP3. I crashed there, and yeah, this crash helps me to save on the race because when I crashed in turn 3, since that moment during all the race I was always careful there, and I was so stiff. My elbow was like a stick there, and then yeah, when I lose the front, just I put the elbow and I pick up the bike.
Were you surprised at all to see that Petrucci was the man chasing you, and he kept you very honest? It wasn't as if the gap was really big at the front.
Yeah, I mean, I was pushing, and then when I start to see that 32.3, 32.4, I say, okay, now he will be slower. But then I saw that he was pushing, and I was not able to open a bigger gap. My target was try to arrive at 2 seconds, 2.5, because then you can manage better. But he was there in 1 second, 1.1, 0.9, and was difficult. But I keep going, and then last laps my tire still was consistent, and maybe his tire dropped a little bit, and then I was able to open a bigger gap.
And finally, Mark, we move to Mugello next. You now have a 36-point lead in the championship. So not only are you delighted that you've won on a circuit you struggle at, that's a nice, comfortable gap at this stage.
Yeah, of course, Mugello will be another difficult race. Depends how will be the temperature. Because during the test, I feel really good, but it was cold. And then this maybe helps us a little bit to manage the tires. But we will see during weekend. We saw during the season that from the morning to the afternoon, change completely the bike, change the setup, change the feeling with the tires, and we will see in Mugello. But now we must to be happy because I'm living a sweet moment between my bike and me, and this is the most important.
Mark, congratulations.
Thank you.
Second place in the race for Danilo Petrucci. Danilo, you said that you found something yesterday, and it certainly looked like it in the race. A fantastic scrap to get through to second place. Probably rates as one of your best dry race performances ever.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a very good race, for sure. As I told you yesterday, I'm not a good starter, and in fact at the first corner I was 5th. And then I did a little mistake, and I go out of the track, and Marc and Vale passed me, but I was able, then the corner later Vale did a mistake and was able to stay with Marc. Then maybe Dovi today got something more, but with the medium tire in the front, I was not sure about the safety of the tire because I crashed on Friday afternoon in the same way as he crashed today. So I said maybe the tire is better, but I have the mind that I can crash. So I choose the soft. Maybe will last less, but I'm more safe. And in fact, was the good choice. I was behind Marc. I cannot say I was quite comfortable, but I was able to keep the gap. I was not risking too much. In a moment, I saw him lose the front at turn 3, so I thought, oh, maybe he's in trouble. And he was so in trouble then that the lap later he did the record lap. So I said he's not so much in trouble. But anyway, I was pushing even because Valentino was pushing me from the back. And but I was consistent. My tire doesn't drop a lot. In the last 5 laps, I saw Valentino was 2 seconds behind and Mark 2 seconds in front. So I said, okay, maybe it's too late to win today. And I said, okay, a second place for today is better than the gravel. And I quit my rejoin. And a podium in this moment is very, very helpful for me.
Yeah, especially going into Mugello, of course, your home race, great confidence for you. Do you feel like you found a new setting that you can really work from here until the future with the new Ducati?
We, sincerely, it appears strange even to me because if you want to know, we go down with the front of the bike for just 3 millimeters. But in a bike with 280 horsepower, 3 millimeters in the MotoGP, say, okay, change the weekend from 13th place to the first. And it's quite strange, but it works. And all the weekend I was saying, we are there, but I miss that 1%, I miss something. We found that 3 millimeters, that, you know, in a life then doesn't change so much, but in a MotoGP race is a lot. And the bike was very good. We are happy, but we are... Sincerely, I can regret only in Austin that I was very, very slow. In the other races, I did my best, and in fact, I was not so in a bad point in the World Championship.
Danilo, well done, thank you. Moving on now to third place, Valentino Rossi. After the difficult times that you've had, this must be a great podium for you, for Yamaha, and it looks like you had a really good rhythm as well in hot conditions, which must be pleasing.
Yes, it's true. The podium is always important, but arrive in a difficult technical moment for us. So it's important for me, for the team, and for all Yamaha. After a good weekend yesterday in the practice, in the quali, I was slow, and I started just from the 9th position. And essentially, I was quite pessimistic because the work that we did on Saturday, at the end, was not good. But yesterday we work hard, and we make some modify at the bike, and work well. We improve a lot, improve the acceleration, improve the grip. And in fact, already this morning in the warm-up, I was not so bad. I was P5, and my pace was not so bad. So I think that I can do a good race. But when you start from the third row, everything have to go in a good way. But I did a good start, and I was fast in the first laps, and I stay with the top guy. And after the also more positive is that my rhythm was good. I was able to go faster than in the practice, and especially I was able to go fast to the end. This is so important. But this track for us usually is fantastic, always. Last year the Yamaha dominate after I crash, but if not, we arrive first, second, and third, and for sure help a lot our bike. But so this time with the perfect weekend in the weather, and I think with the great work in the box, I arrive anyway third. So we have to work for improve the bike, but I enjoy. It was a good race.
There was a point in the race when you got up to third place where Danilo was about half a second behind Mark, and you were catching Danilo. Were there thoughts then, maybe I can win this?
Sincerely, Danilo was always my target for all the race, because I overtake him in the start, but he overtake me back in the first chicane. And in my night calculation, I think that he was the target for the podium, And after I have some crash, and fortunately was not for the podium, but I want to try to beat him. I give the maximum. I did some good lap in the 10 or 12 lap to the end, and I was not so far from Danilo, but after he was a little bit faster. Not enough for me.
Okay, well, congratulations,
Thanks.
Valentino, and to all three of you. That's it from me. Questions from the floor?
Danilo, this performance of you this weekend is related to
The future, about
Yes.
Ducati.
you.
It's only I think question number 187 that give me in this weekend. I don't know. I don't know because Ducati knows me very well, and in a positive and negative way, I hope they will choose the rider in all the evaluation of not in 4 Grand Prix, 5 of this year, but in the last maybe 2 seasons. For sure will be help, but I have other choice, but I have an option with them that lasts until the end of June. So I have to wait that they must say yes or not, and then I can look around. But at this moment, I think I think it's yeah, it's helpful. I think, no.
Danilo, sorry for the question. It's more or less similar, but a little bit different.
Do you want it in Spanish?
To fight today against Lorenzo and beat him can be more important for the future than for the race of today. Because the other day when I asked to Dovizioso for the next partner for him, he told us that maybe possible Miller or Petrucci. Don't say Lorenzo.
Because our salary is less.
Say grande, Danilo. And the other question, the third question about fight against Lorenzo.
My target is always to do my best, no, in the race. But for sure, beat a factory Ducati is always important. And Jorge is a great rider. He won a lot of championship. For sure, for the mind is very, very helpful. But I don't know. Maybe this bike will not is not 100% fit for Jorge. But I don't know. I know that this bike since 3 years, because the first year I joined Pramac was with the GP14. It was the very old bike. But yeah, I think as you said, the choose for Ducati is from me and Jack. But it's not a joke, but because our salary is less, and for that reason.
Valentino, as you said, you have having some technical problems in Yamaha. So I would like to know if your performance today is more related to the track, as it has always been good for you, or what you found yesterday is going to be good for your improvement in the future.
I prefer to ask to you to answer to you that is good also for the other racetrack, but unfortunately is the racetrack that help us a lot. We don't have particular problem. The problem is just that our opponents are a little bit faster. So we have to work. Anyway, Mugello historically is a good track for Yamaha. So for sure will be a special weekend. Is a great track, and we try, and we hope that we can improve the bike during the season.
Valentino, given this fact that the Yamaha is struggling at the moment, do you think that your advice can be to the Japanese guys to start developing the 19 bike instead of trying to improve a bike that all the winter tests and until now is not getting good results?
I don't think so, because in general 16, 17, 18 are just numbers, especially with Yamaha. The bike, is always improve step by step, small details, but also the other factory. So it's not like, I don't know, Formula 1 that changed the rules and you have the 19 car that is completely different than 18. Is a small work of small details that improve the complete package. Usually in MotoGP you work like this, so it's better develop this one.
Yes, it's a question for Danilo and Vale. Do you think that this year some rider can stop to the road to another title, Marc Marquez?
I think last year in some races he was more in trouble compared to Yamaha and Ducati with his bike. So the fight has been last for all the season, no? This year I think Honda make a big step ahead, and for sure he can join the bike better, but the other Honda are very far from him today. So maybe the Honda is better, but even him, he can ride the bike better at this moment. I cannot say who can stop him at the moment. Even because he got I don't know 36 points at the fifth race. So at this moment, I don't know who can beat him. But maybe today Dobby was with him for the victory. But I don't know. Sincerely, he was leading the race, but was only the beginning of the race.
Yeah, Mark have already a good advantage, but for me, the worst thing for his rivals is not the advantage in the championship, but is the speed on the track. He's the fastest man on the track, so I think that will be very difficult.
I have a question for Mark. Mark, you said that when you saw Dovi leading the race, did you get nervous, or did you think I have to be with him in order to prevent him from really leaving? Did you think that he had the capability of really pulling out a gap?
You know what? Before the race, and also in the warm-up, we were together a few laps, and we understand that he had something more, and I had something less, or same. I mean, we were very equal, and for that reason, about the tire choose, his strategy, I think, I don't know, or will be my strategy if I put in his place, will be push on the beginning, because the hard tire takes 2-3 laps to get on the correct temperature, and he was pushing a lot more than normal. Normally Dobby is pushing in the beginning, but then stay there and then manage the tires and push in the end. But you saw he tried to lead the race immediately, because he knew that I was far and I was coming when the tire get the correct temperature. For that reason, yeah, when I was looking him, because he was the guy. During all weekend, he had a special pace. I said yesterday on this press conference on the pole position, I said that, okay, the fastest guy is not here, was not here, was in the second row. So yeah, then change the approach, but it makes everything easier. But just follow the results. Danilo was fast, and Dobby was a little bit faster than Danilo. So Danilo was very close to me. Dobby will be same. You know, I crash. When I crash, it's because somebody's pushing me. He crashed because the others are pushing them too.
Okay, that concludes the press conference. Mark, Danilo, Valentino, congratulations. We'll see you in Mugello. Thank you.